What's up YouTube? For today's video, we'll be full Chlorophyll ability Pokemon team. I'll be using 6 Pokemon with the Chlorophyll ability and putting them on one team with some cool strategies. So when the Sunny Day is active, the Pokemon with Chlorophyll speed is double. So this can be very handy when you got maybe a Pokemon with really great offensive stats or even like half decent stats, but their speed stat is kind of bad, so they don't really get to do all that much. So very, very good for that sort of stuff there. And even if you've got a speedy Pokemon, you can put more bulk into its health per se, and you can let the sun actually, use that speed stat to double there. So you can put EVs in different places. I've got 3 battles today with the Sun or the Chlorophyll ability team, and I hope you enjoy. First battle here, this one is against Matt, and this is actually a really cool battle because this was actually a Weather Wars battle. It was a Sun team versus a Hail team, which is really quite neat here, and probably not the best matchup for this team, but I thought I'd include it because it's quite interesting. So Ninetales is going to be the lead Pokemon. I thought they may go for an Ice type move there, but instead went for Hypnosis, so I guess that one definitely did take me off guard there. Tangrowth is going to be having a nice little lap there. Oh, I feel like Tangrowth would have woken up after getting hit in the face by a bit of hail, like the size of a golf ball. How about you? Anyway, so the Ninetales are going to be swapping out there, and the Sandslash is going to be coming in. That reminds me of a quick little story, people. I've got to tell this one. So, one time, right, I seen hail, and it was coming down from the sky, and I have to say, it was almost as big as a golf ball, and it was literally denting people's cars and stuff. It was crazy. It only went for probably like a minute or two, but it was some crazy hail. Has anyone ever ever experienced that sort of thing before? Like, it was, I don't know, I've never ever seen anything like that in my life before. So we got the Sandslash coming in, and quite ironically, it's going to be having Slush Rush, which is virtually like Chlorophyll, but in the hail instead. So this team, a lot of these Pokemon, I tried to pick Pokemon that weren't super fast so I could make use of that in the sun. So I'm going to get that Sun up there, and I really don't have a lot of moves to hit the Sandslash. I'll be honest, I've only got Ancient Power, Shockwave and Giga Drain, so they're not going to do lots of damage here. Sandslash is going to go for Iron Hit. I did get an Ancient Power boost there, which is really, really cool, and I'm going to see if I can get another one. So, like, maybe Sandslash doesn't have an Ice type move here. Then it pulled out the big Ice Crash. I'm like, okay. Well, that's going to be the end of Tangrowth right there. I think they tried to flinch me with Iron Head, and Tangrowth is not going to be leaving that one, and that's the end of that. But at least I got some damage on Sandslash. I was happy about that. Now we're going to go into Leafeon here, and this is a special set. So we've got Mud Slap, Weather Ball, Focus Energy, and Leaf Storm. This is a Focus Energy Scope Lens set, so I want to see if I can get some critical hits here. I went for a Disrespect Mud Slap, but you wouldn't read about it. Sandslash actually lives. I didn't think that it would. And now I'm going to pay the price right here for my overconfidence, and Leafeon is going to get annihilated in one shot. I should have just gone for Weather Ball. Now, if you got Weather Ball and it's sunny, it's going to turn into a Fire type move. You know, if it's hailing, it's going to be Ice type move. And if it's raining, well, it's going to be a Water type move. So it's a pretty cool, nice move there. And that's why they call it Weather Ball. Now, we're going to go to Fury Cutter Venusaur. I had to bring this gem out, and that's going to be a nice little Disrespect KO right there. Now, the Venusaur is a max attack, max speed set out of nature. So I went with a physical one this time. I've got Bullet Seed, Fury Cutter, Sunny Day, and Sleep Powder, and I've got the item as King's Rock, and the ability is Chlorophyll. I bet you didn't know that. So in comes Ninetales again there. It's going to be setting up the hail, and I'm going to be setting up the sun. So a lot of this battle, there was a lot of hail getting set up. Then I tried to set the sun up. Then the hail will get set up again. So lots of things like that were going on. Now, a little bit of Pokemon trivia for you. Out of all the Pokemon abilities out there, the most Pokemon reside actually that have the Chlorophyll ability, which is, I guess that's not too surprising, but that's the biggest pool of Pokemon with that ability, which is pretty interesting. So there's a lot of Chlorophyll Pokemon out there. So now we're going to go for a Bullet Seed here on the Ninetales, and that is the end of the Powder, or the Ninetales, which is very, very good there. This is a Bullet Seed King's Rock set, and it worked pretty well. Next Pokemon to come in here is going to be a Bellossom. So a Bellossom is going to have the Snow Warding, and once again, I mean, I got rid of Ninetales, but, you know, there's another Hail Pokemon to take its place. Today we've got 3 battles too. If I didn't mention that, you're probably wondering, this is quite a lengthy video today. I mean, I actually quite like doing these longer videos with an extra battle there. Sometimes I feel like, 2 battles is enough, but I don't know. I feel like 3's quite good too, because sometimes I get some extra content, and I may as well just, show you this extra content, and it's going to give you, I guess, more bang for your buck. I mean, even though, it's free, you get to have some more extra, stuff to watch there. So, Abomasnow is going to be swapping out there, and we've got the next Pokemon coming in being the Frostlass. So, Frostlass is going to work well under Hail. I know they've got some scummy, Snow Cloak set, so that's why as soon as the Hail went up, I went for Sunny Day here. Now, most of my Pokemon, I'm just looking at them all right now. I think every one of my Pokemon, I had 4 Pokemon with Sunny Day on my team. Almost said they all had Sunny Day, which I guess wouldn't be a bad idea. But 4 of my 6 Pokemon did have Sunny Day, because I wanted the Sunny Day to be active, most of the time there. So the Frostlass is going to set the Hail up again just after the sun went up. And Venusaur, I know Venusaur can take this Pokemon out. It just depends what it's going to do. So Frostlass is going to miss with the Will-O-Wisp, which is very good. And now I'm going to reset the Sunny Day up here. I'm going to give you a question. How many times were there different weathers in this video? So that can include anything, rain, hail, or shine, or sand, right? And how many times did it get set up? Very, very interesting number there, if you can guess that one. Well, you have to watch the whole video to know the answer to that question. So next Pokemon, next move this Frostlass is going to use is going to be Will-O-Wisp, and of course it's going to land on my Venusaur, which is a shame, but I guess I was lucky the very first time that it did miss. Now this is where things got interesting. The Mamoswine swaps in. I'm like, okay, well, they know that I'm using a grass type move. Why would they swap Mamoswine into this? They must have weakness posse. They have to have weakness posse. And now Mamoswine is going to have the weakness posse. So going to boost its stats there. Its attack and special attack. I've got no idea what sort of set this is going to be either. Is it going to be physical? Is it going to be special? Either way, it's going to be pretty difficult. Now, looking at my team, they're all grass type Pokemon, as you get to see them. So there was a lot of weakness there, especially to fire. That's the thing when you do with a lot of grass type Pokemon, they get Chlorophyll. Sure, they can run Chlorophyll, but there's that weakness of having fire type moves being boosted by the sun as well. So I guess it's sort of like a double-edged sword. So here we go, people. We got Dynamax, Mamoswine, and also this team's weak to flying. It's weak. There was a lot of weaknesses just looking at this team right now. There's so many, like ice, flying, bug as well on some of them. Man, it's rough. So in comes this big old Mamoswine there. Man, look at the size of those big tusks. I went for a couple of rounds of the bullet seed here on Mamoswine, but it's virtually doing nothing here, which is okay. Venusaur did a pretty good job here. Now Mamoswine is going to be changing the weather, go for a max hailstorm. So that's going to take my speed advantage away there and one-shot Venusaur. So I have to think that Mamoswine is possibly going to take another 2 Pokemon out here, unless I maybe Dynamax myself and go maybe Max Guard on a sunny day or something like that. Now we're going to go to Maractus here. This is a pretty cool set. I've got Acupressure, Wood Hammer, Leaf Storm, and Sunny Day. Max Attack and Max Special Attack. Look, I could go Dynamax here, or I could go Sunny Day. I wasn't really sure what to do. It was a very, very difficult Pokemon to face. Mamoswine's going to go for a Max Knuckle. That's the end of Maractus, and Mamoswine gets another +1 in attack. I'm like, man, this is very, very bad here. So now it's got +3 in attack. This thing is going to be hitting like a truck. So in comes Whimsicott here. I've got this physical set, and physical Whimsicott is very, very limited, and it's kind of bad too. So I do outspeed Mamoswine, which is really, really good. I could put the Sunny up, so that's going to be nice for my remaining Pokemon. But I can tell you what, there was only really one left. Now, Mamoswine's going to go for another Max Knuckle here. I'm guessing they thought they might outspeed me. That still did a lot of damage. That's +4 in attack now, so that's very, very scary stuff right there. Now, this Whimsicott was also a Heat Rock set. I ran 2 Heat Rock Pokemon on a team. I thought that'd be a good idea. I've got Max Attack, Adamant and Max Speed, and I actually managed to take out the Mamoswine with the C-Bomb, which is very, very good there. So I actually thought I'd fake that turn to another Max Hailstorm, but maybe they tried to get a little bit too many boosts there with Max Knuckle. Next Pokemon is the Abomasnow, so my Sun is going to get directly changed into Hail again. I know that I can outspeed Abomasnow, but I was like, well, I could go for Play Rough here. What's that going to do? you know, maybe an eighth of its health. So it's better off that I set the Sunny Day up here. Now Bulbasaur is going to go for a Giga Drain, so clearly they don't have any Ice-type moves, but, you know, Whimsicott doesn't really have a lot of health anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much. So the best move I can really do here is go for Play Rough. Play Rough does land, which is good, and it did, you know, around about as much damage as physical Whimsicott can do. The other move I got on Whimsicott is Growth, so when the sun is up, I can get a +2 in attack, you know, rather than +1 in attack, which is quite, you know, Growth's a very, very strong boosting move under the sun. So the Bulbasaur's going to set the Hail up, and I'm going to set the Sun up. So once again, it was like more Sun and Hail going on here, you know, shenanigans. Bulbasaur's going to go for yet another Giga Drain here, and that is going to be the end of my Whimsicott. So that's all good. Now I've got one more Pokemon left, and I've still got like 3 Pokemon to deal with here. Now, I also haven't Dynamaxed my last Pokemon, and that Pokemon is going to be Bellossom. I always like Bellossom. It's a pretty interesting looking Pokemon. So Bellossom is going to be a max special attack set, Modest Nature, max speed. I've got Petal Dance, Sludge Bomb, and I've also got Protector the 2. Now, I was thinking about using my Mimic Bellossom. I thought that'd be pretty cool. Like, I was thinking maybe I could mimic a Weather Ball or something situational like that. But I decided to give this a little bit more of an purely like offensive set, especially on my team. This was like weak to a lot of things too. With Dynamax Bellossom, I could use Sludge Bomb to boost my special attack with Max Ooze too, which was really, really nice. And you know, Blossom's special attack was pretty good actually. It's pretty decent, and special defense is quite good too. So quite a nice Pokemon. I was thinking about like, I was like, should I run the Quiver Dance set? Maybe that'll be a little bit too powerful, and you know, it's sort of like a normal special sweeping move on Bellossom too. So where we got the Abomasnow swapping out, and we've got the Frostlass coming in. Now, I know the reason they did that, to sack off the Frostlass and to bring back the Abomasnow in with the Hail. So they're going to try and slow my Bellossom down. So I'm going to get +2 in special attack on my Bellossom there, which is very, very good. You know, that Leaf Storm, sorry, Petal Dance, get my Grass moves mixed up there. It's going to be hitting very hard. My item is Person Berry as well, so after 2 to 3 turns of that Confusion kicks in, the Berry will heal my Confusion, which will be very, very handy. Now, that is the last turn of my Sun, because the Hail is going to come in with the Bulbasaur. It's also the last turn of my Dynamax, and I decided to go for another Max Zoo. So at this point in the battle, my Bellossom has got +3 in special attack, which is that's an enormous amount of boost to Bellossom's big special attack. So I'm going to hit there by the Hail. Now, there's only one more Pokemon, which is Glaceon, called Coolio. Not a bad name. They're very cool. And I'm assuming this does have Snow Veil. So it's probably going to miss if I don't land it, if you know what I'm saying there. And Petal Dance is going to land, and that is the end of Coolio. 2 minutes of the battle left too. I'm guessing if that missed, I'd say that Glaceon would have used like Blizzard or Ice Beam there and totally wrecked me with a very, very close battle there at the end. I definitely did think I was going to win this. Let's get on to battle number 2. This is a battle against Gage, and this was this team was a crazy, crazy team to see in Team Preview, because I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do to this. So first Pokemon is going to be Genesect. Like, wow, this team, as you can probably guess, struggles against Steel-type Pokemon. The only Pokemon I really can, like, that can really do much is, like, Leaf Realm with Weather Ball. That's about it. So Tango is going to miss the first attack, which is kind of nice there, and I'm going to actually set the Sun up, which is going to be very, very good. So I really can't do a lot to Genesect apart from, like, Ancient Power and Shockwave, which, you know, aren't really going to do mountain damage unless I get, like, another Ancient Power boost. Now, Genesect misses a couple of Thunder Waves there, and now it's got Flame Charge. I'm like, man, this is really bad. Not only does Genesect have a way to increase its speed, and it's got Life Orb, it's also got a super effective move, which is actually boosted by the Sunny Day. So Tango's going to go for another Ancient Power there. I was really, really hoping for a boost, and now Genesect is gone for Fell Sting. Like, man, this is really bad. Like, this is a massive, massive threat, like, turn 3 into the battle. So I'm like, okay, I've got no Pokemon currently in my team that can beat this in one shot. The only Pokemon I can really swap in here is Leafon. So I've got to go for the Weather Bolt. Thank goodness I outspeed Genesect there, because Flame Charge would have one-shotted me, and that's the end of the Genesect. If I didn't have that Leafon with Weather Bolt, that was it. Like, none of my other moves were actually fainting. And then to make things better, people, it's an entire team of Genesect. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, well, the second my Leaf On falls here, I've got 3 turns of Sun as I have to make use of this Leaf On right now. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get a chance to set up Sunny Day again. Will Leaf On get fated? I have to go for Max Flare right now. So I've got 3 turns of Max Flare. I know that it's going to be super effective against Genesect. I might be able to take, a couple of them out while the sun is going. So the second Genesect is going to get absolutely nuked there by the Max Flare, and that's the end of that. There's no way it's going to live. Maybe an Ockerberry set could live that, because Leaf On Special Attack is kind of trash, to be honest. That's probably the only way that Genesect will live. Of course, it might have like a Focus Sash or something like that. So here comes Genesect number 3 here. It's going to get another download boost. Like, even a physical Genesect is quite good too if it does get an attack rise. It gets moves like Shift Gear. It's got a decent attack stat too. It's got decent physical moves. So I'm going to get a crit there on Genesect, which, definitely mattered. So at this point in the game, like, you probably think, oh, this is really good. I'm easily taking out these Pokemon. That's all well and good, but the second my Leaf On's advantage goes with the Leather Ball, it's going to be very, very difficult. Like, grass and fairy type moves are not going to go down well against the Genesect too. So I've taken 4 Genesects out now, which is absolutely astounding, but no more. That's it. That's the end of my Leaf On. It's out of its Dynamax right now. So in it comes, and they still have a Dynamax to use against me as well. Possible, but Genesect, I have no idea what sort of movesets these are going to be. So Leaf On's out of its Dynamax now. I don't have Sunny Day in this set, which sort of sucks. And now the Genesect's going to go for Simple Beam. So I'm guessing they maybe predicted me to have Sunny Day on this set too, and they changed my ability to Simple. I just went for Focus Energy here because I wanted to see if I get a critical hit. With the Scope Lens, I've got 100% crit now, so I thought that'd be cool to go with Leaf Storm, which would be 100% crit. We got the Genesect going for a Techno Blast there. That's going to do well over half my health, and obviously it dodges my next day. 2 Techno Blasts are going to be enough to take out my Leaf On. I had no idea what sort of moves this was going to do. Like, it could have been physical, could have been special, who knows. So we're going to go into Bellossom now. Once again, Bellossom can do very, very little. It's not like I go for Sludge Bomb. I can really only go for a grass type moves here, which is obviously highly resisted, and I can go for Infestation. So I'm like, let's go for Infestation here. At least that's going to do some damage at the end of the turn. That's going to be our best thing here. I still got to get around 2 Genesects here. So now Genesect's going to go once again go for Simple Beam. So I can't really use Chlorophyll at this stage because it's going to get removed by having the simple ability there. So I was like, okay, well, I've got the Infestation up. Let's go for Petal Dance. And that's all Petal Dance it hardly anything. The only thing is I've got a little bit of extra damage there with Infestation. That's about it. So now Genesect's going to go for a Metal Sound. Like, oh no, whatever move this uses against me, the Techno Blast is probably going to one-shot me next turn because it did get a Rise swapping in with Download too. So this is probably going to be my last turn here. I've got the Confusion. Perseberry is going to kick in right there, which is fine. But I know that I'm not probably going to be living this turn, but I have to leave it in so I can get some more Infestation damage. So here comes the Techno Blast. Even though it is resisted, the Bellossom is not going to be living that. So that's the end of Bellossom. That was like -2 in special attack and Genesect's enormous special attack stat and the download too. Next Pokemon is Whimsicott. I'm like, okay, let's go for C-Bomb here, people. This is going to be absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I got some amazing damage there, and now Genesect is going to go for a Simple Boom again. They know that I've got a Chlorophyll team, or it's all based around the sun. Now, I could have swapped out here easily, but then I possibly could have been swapping a Pokemon into a Techno Blast too, so like, I didn't want to do that. So I got some decent damage off there with the C-Bomb. Now Genesect is going to go for a Metal Sound. So like, okay, so obviously this Genesect is on a low amount of health. The last Genesect is going to be able to face the last couple of Pokemon on my team. And currently, Whimsicott has got -2 in special defense. So, like, what do I swap into? Do I swap into Venusaur? Do I swap into Maractus? Like, how are they going to go? Like, what moves does this last Genesect is going to have? So, it's going to get a special attack boost, swapping it in right there. And I'm going to set the Sunny Day up. It's like, okay, let's get that Sunny Day going. At least I can get Chlorophyll to work on my last 2 Pokemon. Maybe this Genesect has, Simple Beam as well. And this time it's going to have Screech. So, like, okay, so I've got -2 in defense and -2 in special defense. So it's not I guess that's not really a situation you'd find yourself in very often. So I went for Play Rough there. Obviously it's going to do 3 damage. And now it's another Fell Stinger Genesect. So I had Leaf on to bail me out of the first one, but I've got nothing now. And this thing just got +3 in attack. So, and it's got +1 in special attack too. So I don't know whether it's going to be a mix set like the Techno Blast. In fact, I feel like they might all have Fell Stinger and Techno Blast. So I swapped in Maractus. I did get a speed boost there. Woodhammer did nothing. And now Genesect can go for another Fell Stinger, and now they've got +6 in attack. And they've got a super effective move for the rest of my team. So the last Pokemon is going to be Venusaur. Like, okay, the only way to get around this would be to outspeed Genesect, which I know that I can do because I did it with the Maractus, and land Sleep Powder and then try and get a flinch with King Drop. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, and this also had a Techno Blast with the Ice Techno Blast, and that just dominated the Venusaur. So that's it, people. I did my very best there. I want to say if I didn't have Leaf on, it probably would have been 6-0, but I thought that was just an interesting battle to show there how well one Pokemon did against that whole team and how the other 5 were completely useless. Let's get on to battle number 2 here. This is a battle against AJ Shield, and I think we got some sort of theme team here as well. So if you can guess the theme team, let me know, of course, in the comment section. And if you're enjoying the videos, people, please, if you're enjoying them, please drop a like there. It really helps my channel out. And maybe drop a comment too. I love to read the comments in my comment section every morning. I have my breakfast. I read my comments on all my videos. So it doesn't even have to be this video. It could be any video. I read all my comments each day. And, you know, a lot of them I do reply to as well. If people ask questions or just leave a nice comment, I'll drop a little heart on them. Okay, so we've got an interesting setup here. This was a substitute curse Berserker. Now, once again, as you see from last battle, this team really did struggle against steel types. And this was really no exception because it was boosting its defense. So I was like, okay, well, at least it's not boosting its special defense, right? I'll go for Ancient Power, and then I'll break through and go for Shockwave, something like that. Now the Berserker's going to go for an Ancient Power. And, sorry, Ancient Power. Amnesia, sorry, people, my goodness. I've got to say, I've been up for nearly 24 hours straight, so if I do mess up a couple of things, you know what, just roast me, I don't care. So we've got the Curse and the Amnesia up on the Berserker, and it's setting up curses again. Like, man, I don't even know how I'm going to fight this thing. Like, sure, I could go into Leaf on right now and maybe try and go for a critical with Weather Ball, but what if it attacks me on the incoming and then I lose Leaf on? So I can't really risk that. So it's like, let's just get this thing down as low as possible and try and expose the substitute. So it's going to go for another sub there, and it's going to be eating a Citrus Berry. So more health back and hiding behind a substitute now. So all I've really got here is Shockwave. So an Ancient Power. That's all I can really do. I'm sort of hoping to get a boost here so I can get some sort of damage, or, you know, maybe even a critical. It would be very, very nice. So now Berserker is going to go for Baton Pass. I'm like, oh my goodness, what Pokemon is going to receive these boosts? And it was a very, very bad Pokemon, trust me. So now it's going to go into Espeon. Like, okay, this is either a physical... This is a physical Espeon. Okay, that's pretty cool. So go for the Giga Drain here, and how wrong I was about that. So Giga Drain actually phased the sub. Like, yes, that's exactly what I needed. Now Espeon is going to have stored power. I'm like, wow, this is very, very bad. So Espeon already has great special attack, and it got all the boosts. It got a 2 from the Amnesia, and like 2 curses there. So currently stored power is hitting very, very hard. So I swapped in my Maractus there, got some miraculous damage with Woodhammer, and now Espeon's going to go for another stored power. That Maractus won't leave that. Like, this is a very, very powerful attacking move, stored power. Like those, you know, those moves like Power Trip, stored power. Once you get a lot of stats behind, and if you've already got like a good stat behind it, like a good special attack stat already, you're really, really going to cause a lot of damage to the opponent. So I was like, okay, it's time to Desperation Dynamax here. I can't do anything. I have to go into Venusaur. I've got one shot to take out this Espeon right now. If I don't take it out, that's going to be the end of the game, right? Because I'll probably get outspeed even with those curses. So go for the Max Flutterby, coming off the Fury Cutter, and it's not enough to take it out. It's like, dang, that really, really sucks. I was so close. But watch this. I got the really funny bit about this, I got a flinch on my Dynamax move, which is so lucky. And now I can go for a Max Overgrowth and finish it off there. Like, Venusaur, man, I want to say Venusaur could have possibly been one-shotted in Dynamax there by that Espeon. Like, especially if that Espeon was max max special attack, like, which I'm certain that it was, or it had some sort of investment to it. So that was very, very nice, that happening. So next Pokemon is going to be Meowstic here. So suddenly I sort of got myself back in the game. So the Meowstic's going to go for a Prankster Light Screen there. I'm going to get, obviously, outspeed. I went for the Max Overgrowth. This one is coming off my base attack stat. And, you know, Meowstic is going to get hit very, very hard with this, and it drops it in one shot. I'm like, man, that's really, really good, you know. So I'm saying at this point, the Berserkers are fully... boosting Pokemon that's passing them off. I don't think it used all of its moves. It used Curse, Amnesia, and Baton Pass. Oh, no, it did. It has no attacking moves at all because its last move is Sub. So I don't have to worry about that at all unless it comes in and tries to pass off some more moves. So in comes Torracat here. Torracat's actually a bit of a threatening Pokemon to my team. It's got good speed, and it's a Fire-type Pokemon too. So I swapped out the Venusaur there. I don't want to deal with the Tract. I was like, no, I'm going to get unlucky. And Will-O-Wisp misses again. I was like, that's really lucky. So I went for Sunny Day here. I know it's a little bit of a risk running that with a Fire-type Pokemon, but we're running a Chlorophyll ability team here, so I need to be able to outspeed some of these Pokemon. So we got the Torracat going for a Swagger. No, they went for Swagger, not a Tract. I mean, you could put a Tract and Swagger in the same category, like a pain in the bum, right? I would never, ever do that. So now we got that Whimsicott being confused. I was like, hoping I could get like a Grass move or a Growth Up. I was like, I changed my mind. I almost went for Play Rough or Seed Bomb. I was like, let's go for Growth because I'll have Swagger +2, right? And then I'll get Growth +2. This thing's going to have like a huge amount of attack. Unfortunately, the Torracat is going to go for a Will-O-Wisp, and this time it does land. So, like, okay, that's fine, you know. I can still go for C-Bomb. It should still hit reasonably hard. Here comes the C-Bomb, and it does excellent amount of damage. It's a clean 2-hit KO. Now the Torracat is going to have Flamethrower. So it's a special Torracat. With that startup, Whimsicott is absolutely not living that. So that's... this Pokemon needs to go. So I'm going to go into Bellossom this time. I do have a reasonable special defensive stat, so like I'm going to give this a go. I believe I can leave like 1. So go for the Sludge Bomb here. Sludge Bomb's not going to be doing as much because of that light screen being up there. I was hoping for a poison if it did live. And now this is a mixed Torracat, so it's got Flamethrower, Swagger, and Leech Life. Leech Slice is actually pretty good because Torracat can actually do damage to me for super effective, and it can deal back damage too at the same time. Torracat's going to go for another Leech Slice. I thought they may go for a Flamethrower there, but I'm guessing they tried to get some more health back. But I feel like that Flamethrower would have probably been the better play there because now the light screen's worn off and Sludge Bomb will take Torracat out. If they had another turn of that light screen, I say they would have just lived and fainted with Leech Life. Next Pokemon is going to be the Liepard. Liepard's going to clap them cheeks and go for a Fake Out, but I lived. I was like, man, I could go for Petal Dance here. This is going to hit very, very hard. It did. However, the Liepard actually had Focus Sash, so that's going to activate Unburden if they've got that. Here comes an Ice Slash, and that is the end of Bellossom. But Bellossom did a solid damage there and solid performance there. Take out a couple of Pokemon. And we all know that critical hit really, really mattered. Now I've got 2 Pokemon left. The sun is gone. I've got to get something going here. So I've got my Venus. I'm like, okay, let's go for Sunny Day. Thunder Wave misses. I'm like, that's good. That's very, very lucky. So we're going to set the Sunny Day up. Like, okay, they're definitely going to go for Thunder Wave this turn for sure. They missed the first one. Why would they not go for it again? Thunder Wave misses again. I'm like, wow, I'm getting some really, really good luck here. Especially throughout this battle, I got a fairly good amount of luck on those status moves. So both of them fainted, and I got a Furicard and Disrespect KO. So, like, I'm very, very happy with that. Like, I couldn't have hoped for anything better than that. Swing comes Berserker. I know what they're going to try and do. They're going to try and get some curses up. I was cursing into myself because I'm like, man, Bullet Punch, like Bullet C, not Bullet Punch, right, is not going to do a lot of damage at all, and I think they're going to try and set some like curses up and stuff like that. Now, the good thing about Bullet Seed, it can get around the substitute, but I have to do enough damage to actually, you know, initially break that sub, and then I could do damage to Berserker. So putting up a sub was a good play there, because now they can go for the curse behind the sub, and they might be able to get a stat or 2 off here. So I got a critical hit on the last one, but it still wasn't enough to break that sub. I'm thinking it's going to need like 4 to 5 hits to break a Berserker sub. Like, definitely now that it's done a curse up there. So it's going to have a speed. The only good thing about this this Berserker passing those stats on, it is actually passing on the speed drops of curse too. So I feel confident I can outspeed the last Pokemon. So go for Bullet Seed again. This is going to be the hit that actually break it, and I'm ready to go. I was like, okay, I might be able to take this out. Here we go. I was like, man, I'm not going to be able to take out. This is the disaster. I'm going to have to go for another round of bullet seeds after this. So I got some good damage there. I was very, very happy about that. Now I got a flinch. I was like, that's excellent. And now the sunlight's going to phase. I'm like, I'm going to get the sun up here. I know what they're going to do. They're going to actually pass that stat off, but I'm not too worried about it. I feel like I can do this right. So I've got the sunny day going. Berserker's going to get the baton pass off here. It's like, I hope I didn't make a mistake there. But then again, I could have gone for bullet seed and only hit like, what, maybe 2 on that, and it still might have lived. So next Pokemon is going to be Persian. So as you know, Persian is a pretty fast Pokemon, even with a -1 in speed. It's going to use Attract on my Venusaur. I'm like, okay, this is annoying. I really don't want Venusaur to faint here too, because I feel like it's got a good amount of bulk. How about I go into Leaf On, and I depending on what this set is, you know, I'm sure there's a physical set. They wouldn't have gone for a curse onto the Persian otherwise. So I'm sure there's a physical Persian, and they've given themselves a bit more of a boost in attack. That's what I would have done anyway. Maybe it wasn't. They're trying to like give themselves a little bit more defense, but I felt like there would have been no point in that play if it wasn't a physical set. So we got Dynamax Persian here. Persian is going to be able to have the Max Strike too, which I thought about being the Dynamax Pokemon. Like, how about I get the sun up, because they can easily go for Max Strike and drop my speed. So Leaf On now is going to go for a Leaf Storm, and it does pretty good damage. I'm very, very happy about the amount of damage it done there. So I was thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to be able to live another attack, which is Max Darkness. I'm like, this turn, easy. It might be a good idea if I go for Mud Slap. It's like, okay, maybe Mud Slap is going to do like no damage at all, but it might help me out at the end of this battle. You know, I know that Persian's got Attract, right? And it's probably going to use it, so that might actually help me out. It might have some other annoying status moves too. You know, you never know that an Action Drop could be handy. Of course, outside of Dynamax. So that's going to be the end of the Leaf On there. My last Pokemon is the Venusaur. Once again, the sun is now gone. So like, okay, can Persian outspeed me here? There could be a good chance of that happening. So we got 3 minutes left of the battle here, and now the Persian is going to get outspeed, which is nice, and I'm going to go for Bullet Seed. Okay, this is good. If I can get a lot of Bullet Seeds off here, I might be able to get this Persian down. It's got that curse +1 in defense, so it is tanking the hits like a lot better. Now, Persian is going to have a barrier as well. Like, man, this really, really sucks. I just don't want to get infatuated by this thing, because if I get really unlucky, Persian might be able to get around Venusaur here. So I'm going to keep going for those Bullet Seeds, and I got 5 hits, and I got a flinch. So, you know, what a wonderful round of Bullet Seeds there, like getting all of them to hit. So go for another round of Bullet Seeds on the Persian. Like, okay, I'm getting close to fainting. I'm getting very, very close. Maybe, you know, one more. 2 minutes of the battle left. 3 hits, and Attract actually ends up missing due to the Mud Slap that I did to the Persian earlier on prior with the Leaf On. So it actually did make a fair bit of difference there. Persian might have been able to beat me there. You never know. But that is it for the third and final battle with the Chlorophyll ability team. What a nice little marathon battle. Hope you enjoyed the little bit of extra content there. The last Pokemon was the Berserker, and as we know, it had no attacking moves whatsoever. So it was a couple of rounds of the Bullet Seed to fight that one as well. Maybe next time we might do another. I have to check if I've done Drizzle. I think I've done Drizzle already, but I think I've done all the weather-related abilities. All right, people. Peace out.